Hi guys, Al DeMarco here, General Manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping community, PickNation.com, and I want to take a quick moment to talk once again about the Charity Play of the Week promotion. This is something that I created last March because I believe there's some greater good that we can do in gambling, and what it is basically every single week I take a top play from one of our hottest handicappers and I give it to you for free. And in return, if that play wins, the next day I ask you to make an anonymous donation of any amount. It can be $5, $50, $500, whatever you can afford to give to a charity, an organization, a family in financial assistance. I do it because I believe in creating positive karma for all of us. Again, the Charity Play of the Week. This week, it goes today, Sunday. It's going to be Chuck O'Brien's NFL Total of the Year. He's won it 3 straight seasons, 7 of the last 9. Total 65 is the coupon code. You see it underneath me. Total 65. Get it now for free at PickNation.com. Welcome back, everyone, to the Countdown to Kickoff program, the only nationally televised show that breaks down your top NFL matchups from a point spread perspective. Al DeMarco along with Steve Budin. We're going to pick it up with Cincinnati taking on Miami. Dolphins coming off consecutive overtime losses. First at home to the Jets, and then last week at Arizona, they gave the Cardinals all they can handle. Ryan Tannehill, career high. Well, hell, it was only his 4th start right in his career. 417 yards passing against a very good Arizona secondary. Can Cincinnati beat Miami at home? The short answer is absolutely, guys. Dolphins aren't getting the job done this week.
No, I mean, the whole country saw the Dolphins play very tough against Arizona, but don't be fooled by this. I mean, please, this is the same Miami Dolphin team that was couldn't beat the Jets. This is the same Dolphin team that showed up in Arizona. Arizona reminded me of like a cat playing with a mouse, just playing with the Dolphins all game, letting them think they were in it until boom, they get him at the end, just like they thought they would the whole time. Cincinnati, to me, is a team that's legitimately playing good ball. I like what they're doing on offense, but it's their defense. They stopped last week Maurice Jones-Drew. They held him to under 50 yards. Reggie Bush, where are you going? Back to Kim Kardashian? I don't think so. I'll take Cincinnati here, minus the wood.
Yeah, listen, they held the Jaguars last week on the road to 212 net yards. They came up with 6 sacks in that 27-10 win. And the fact is, since getting blown out in the second half at Baltimore in that season-opening loss, they've now won 3 in a row, going 2-0-1 against the spread, and they've averaged 33 points in the process. So, again, I also like them. I could care less that the Dolphins have covered 6 of their last 7 on the road.
Fake.
Absolutely. And this is an underpriced favorite that you've got to absolutely jump on at 4.5. Steve, let's quickly talk about DraftStreet.com before we look at the next game, New England and Denver. You know, we have a new contest here. When I say new, we've been running a free fantasy football league contest the past 2 years, but the new angle is this. We have upped the prize money. $500 total prize money at stake every single week in our free fantasy contest at PickNation.com, run in conjunction with DraftStreet.com. And the best news of all, first prize, guaranteed $300.
Yeah, it used to be $300 for the whole prize. Now, we upped the ante last week to $500. The response was amazing. We're going to do that from now on. The winner gets a guaranteed $300. Come on down to PickNation.com. You'll see the Draft Street contest ad right there on the homepage. Click it. It'll take you right to DeMarco's ad, right to DeMarco's contest. You'll win DeMarco's money.
Well, I don't want you to win my money, but the fact is, it is my money. $300 for first place. Second place, guys, gets $100. Third place gets $50. Top 5, finishing the money, free to enter. And unlike your father's fantasy league football from 20 years ago, this contest is over after the Monday night game. Everybody settles up on Tuesday. You'll know if you won. And best news of all, it's free to enter. Once again, click on the ads at PickNation.com. Steve, New England and Denver. You know, the Patriots certainly showed Buffalo last week. Denver, matter of fact, we told everybody on the show to go with the Patriots at Buffalo. We told everybody to go with Denver at home against Oakland. Peyton Manning, I thought, had to come out and get that offense running, purring, humming in that first half. First time this season he did, although it was still a tight game at halftime. But after that, I believe Denver outscored Oakland 27-0 in the second half. I think everybody looks at this contest, oh, it's Peyton Manning against the Patriots. But it's Peyton Manning with the Denver Broncos post-shoulder neck problems, not with the Indianapolis Colts when he was in the prime of his career.
Agreed. Tom Brady on a roll right now, had a big second half last week. We see him coming into his own, doing what he does best, which is scoring more points than the team he's playing. Peyton Manning touched about it a little bit last week. You know, he didn't have a full preseason because they were worried he's a $100 million man now. Injury, coming off the injury. Didn't get a lot of snaps. Didn't get his timing down. So we saw last week for the first time, he went wire to wire, looked like the old Peyton Manning that we were used to. Again, Al, call me crazy. This one looks easy to me. I'm going over 51.5.
Oh, absolutely. I can see the over in this one. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. You know these teams are going to try to establish the run with McGahee for Denver and also Stephen Ridley for the New England Patriots. But keep in mind, the Patriots have allowed 59 points in the past 2 weeks against Baltimore on the road and Buffalo on the road. The offense has scored 30 or more for Tom Brady in 3 of the 4 games this season. The Broncos are on a 29-14-1 run over the total. Meanwhile, New England's gone over in 30 of its last 42 games.
They go over every game, New England. It's unbelievable.
I will not lay the points with New England. No. I think this is a great opportunity to play a teaser in this game. I think if you're going to play a 2-team teaser, take New England down to 1. I think that's a golden betting opportunity. I don't have a clue what to tell you at this point who to team them with, but I do like the over, and I agree that's the way to go in this particular contest. Next game is going to be San Francisco and Buffalo. Let me remind you again, however, before we get to that, Charity Play of the Week goes today, guys. Charity Play of the Week is something that I created last March because I believe some greater good that we can do in gambling by helping others in financial need. So what I do every single week is I get one of the handicappers at the site here to allow me to give away their best bet, a top play from a winning handicapper for free with no strings attached. So today, that play is going to be Chuck O'Brien's NFL total of the year. He's won it 2 straight seasons, 3 straight seasons, 7 of the last 9 years. If you were to buy it, it would cost you $65. But I'm going to give it to you for free simply by using this coupon code at his site, TOTAL65, T-O-T-A-L, and the number 65. Put it all together, no space between them. Oh, there is one little catch. Listen, it's a charity play. If the play wins, then I will ask you, out of the goodness of your own heart, to make a anonymous donation to the charity of my choice, a family, an organization, someone that needs some financial assistance for one reason or another. If it wins, I'll ask you to make the donation. You'll see at picknation.com then on Monday, if it wins, what that charity is. If it loses, hey, nothing. You got the play for free. It's called gambling. There are no guarantees. But if it wins, remember, this is a way you create some positive karma. As I always say, karma is not dropped off at your doorstep like the milkman used to drop off the milk bottles every morning. And in our business, we can always use good karma. There's never a shortage of good karma.
Man, I love the charity play. I wish I thought of it. Obviously, you thought of it. I got to give you the props there. And I thought you were crazy. I thought that if we gave something away for free, there was no way that our customers would turn around and actually make those donations afterwards. But now we've been doing it so long, and we check to see, how much is donated. You were right and I was wrong. The customers actually show up and do the right thing. It's a wonderful program. I'm glad to be a part of it.
And we have helped a lot of needy families, children in need, people with disabilities. It's just been a great program, and it's something we're going to continue till hell freezes over. So check it out, the Charity Play of the Week today at picknation.com. San Francisco and Buffalo, boy, we were all over the 49ers last week, just the same way we were telling you all to go against the Buffalo Bills. And San Francisco rebounded from that surprising loss at Minnesota. But when you look at the Vikings are 3-1, maybe it's not such a surprising loss. Now the Niners back at home after dominating the Jets 34-0. They're 9-1-1 ATS at home so far during Jim Harbaugh's tenure. They've covered 15 of their last 22 overall with a push along the way. It's a big number at 10, but after you see what the Bills did last week, how can you give the Bills any support?
You're right. The San Francisco Niners are unbelievable at home. They don't just win the games, they cover. Ryan Fitzpatrick does what he does best. He should have been a waiter. Apple turnover for the table on the left. Pineapple turnover for the table on the right. All this guy does is turn the ball over. He led the league in turnovers last year, got 4 turnovers last week against New England. And remember, New England, not necessarily known for their defense. However, this San Francisco team may be the best defensive team in the league. Give me the 49ers here.
Hey, listen, the Bills have allowed 100 points total in games games against the Jets and the Patriots this year, so big deal. They held Cleveland and Kansas City to 31 points. Those teams can't score. So I'm with you. If you're going to play it, you go ahead and take San Francisco.
One more thing. I just want to mention, if you're out there, I know the first thing you're thinking about when you see this line is you're going to jump on the teaser. You know, they take the two biggest price teams on the board, Giants and San Francisco, tease them both down. Guys, forget about it. That's why they call it a teaser. I'm a former bookmaker. If you're just going to take the biggest lines on the board every week and tease them down, that is a recipe for disaster.
And let me tell you, a 10 is not a number that I personally like to tease. I think there's certain key numbers when the line crosses them, you can look at a teaser. If I can take a 9-point home favorite down to 3, that's fine. A 10-point home favorite down to 4, no. I've seen too many losses, too many pushes and teasers. It's just not worth it. You have to look for specific numbers, and to me, that generally is a 7-point favorite or less at home. That's who I like putting in a teaser.
And there's no easy way out of this thing. I know it's week 5. I know the lines are getting tough now. That's why we're here. That's what we're here for, to help you get through the card.
Hey, one of the toughest games on the board, I think, is the game between New Orleans and San Diego. The Saints 0-4. We know all about why they're 0-4, but the number one reason, defense, or lack thereof. They're giving up 32.5 points a game, no pass rush, they don't force any turnovers. Now, the offense is scoring 27.5, but when you've got a 5-point differential, that's why you're 0-4. This San Diego team, they jumped on 6 Kansas City turnovers last week, blew out the Chiefs on the road, but remember, they have been dominated at home the week prior by the Atlanta Falcons. I think Norv Turner is mediocre at best in terms of a coach.
The nicest thing anyone's ever said about him.
And personally, I never like giving the Chargers any love. New Orleans, you know, sooner or later the Saints have got to win a game. They keep dropping these prices down. Maybe this is the week.
Well, that's what I mean. It took 4 straight opening losses to finally get a value for the Saints. I mean, Drew Brees had a great game last week, 3 touchdowns, more than 300 yards passing. The guy played great. Obviously, the Saints have lost their swagger on defense a little bit, but you know what? They're not going to give the ball to San Diego 6 times, you know, like last week where San Diego got 6 turnovers handed to them. That's not happening. I think Drew Brees and this high-powered offense is enough to beat San Diego. I'm laying the 3.5 points here.
Okay, we agree on that game. Listen, guys, I want to talk about something. You know, Steve, as I pointed out at the beginning of the show, former bookmaker, well, he's got his sources, his crews that he relies on, not as a handicapper, but from the information he gets and the tips he gets for the plays that he provides. And without a doubt, your number one crew the past 5 years, I've got the numbers, I had to write them down here. The crew out of Baltimore. The crew out of Baltimore is 43-20. The past 5 years in the NFL, making a $10 player $9,800 net. Here's the deal. They have had these 50-dime plays, or have hit 4 out of 5 this season, 16 of their last 20, 25-9 with 50-dime plays the past 2 years. But today, a very rare 100-dime max wager release. As a matter of fact, their first one in 2 years, that was when the Patriots hammered the Jets 45-3 in that memorable Monday nighter. Before that, their last 100-dime before that one was the Giants' upset of the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I mean, this is a huge, huge play from your number one crew.
It's the biggest play that I release ever. And I don't release it all the time, so when I do, you've got to lock and load. One word to the wise, 100-dime play means 100 units. Last week it was a 50-dime play. This is double that. It doesn't mean go into your drawer and take every single penny that you have and bet on it, but it's as close to that as it gets in this business. I ask you to do what I do, which is lay your opinion down, show a little discipline, and turn to the guys that have been doing this for 5 years straight now, documented on the site, the best in the country. That's the bottom line.
And the Baltimore crew, 100-dime play today. And again, their first one in over 2.5 years. Guys, remember, you can watch my daily video report every single day for free at picknation.com. I've got money-saving discount coupon codes, various free trial offers, also where I talk about the charity play of the week, the $5 play of the week promotion, all that and more, free to watch, plus in-depth previews and free picks every single day at picknation.com. For Steve Budin, Al DeMarco, guys, we'll catch you again next Sunday.